It was a Monday, and it was at breakfast time. And 5th grade, we're going on a science camp, so we had a lot of parents and kids in front of the cafeteria.
We were standing out by all the other kids, and Chris came up to us and was talking to us. He's trying to encourage us to become more active in the community, and then he excused himself and went on.
What I noticed was Chris was sitting on the stage, and he was bent over like this, and I go, "Oh, Chris, how you doing?" He goes, "Oh, I'm fine." He raised his hand, then he took like 5 steps and down he went.
I was outside with the parents. We were making sure that the luggage of the kids was in the right place and everything's labeled. That's what I was doing, and then in the midst of it is when Florida came, and she said, she saw me, she goes, "Priscilla, you know, there's an emergency, Chris is down, Chris is down."
Then I ran outside and asked if there was for someone to call 911, but a parent was already calling them.
Santa Clara 911, hey, tell me exactly what happened.
One of the workers, he like a faint, and he's...
Hold on for just a moment while you and I are talking. My partner is the one that's going to be sending the help.
The call came in at Scott Lane School. It was for a 60-year-old male who had fainted.
I asked if there was a doctor or nurse in the group, and there was a nurse sitting right next to a parent that was a nurse.
We saw Chris, and just 2 minutes prior, you know, we were talking, and now he's down on the floor.
"Chris, are you there? Chris, can you hear me?" And he wasn't responding.
And he wasn't breathing, and I knew it was serious.
The AED project was started about 6 years ago, and it was started from a group of students from Wilcox High School.
The kids actually helped to raise awareness and then also raise funding.
It started with 10 AEDs in our district, and it has grown to 69 over the course of the years with a huge donation from some local businesses.
Now we got a program, and that's about $100,000 worth of defibrillators that were donated to us.
Every school building has an AED, usually in the main office. The high schools and middle schools have one in their gyms, and as well as all district admin building. But the unique part is the high schools, for their athletic teams, they have 8 at both high schools that actually travel with the athletic teams after school.
Angie wanted to take it to the next level and teach the students of Santa Clara Unified CPR and AED.
We have taken it a step farther and are teaching hands-only CPR to the students. On an average yearly basis, we get over 800 students a year who have gone through a 2-day course. So we can say that every person graduating from our district has gone through an orientation of CPR and AED.
He wasn't responding, and so I'm looking, kind of propped his head just a little, and then was looking to see, okay, I'm going to start CPR, and then that's when Miss Carlini came.
I did the steps of CPR, and 911 was already on the phone.
As we were responding, we were updated that this was now potentially a CPR call.
Fire engines were on their way, and then that's when I did a walkie-talkie to the office and said, "Please, you know, clear the parking lot."
We cleared everybody out and started running out towards the parking lot to try to get it emptied.
Scott Lane staff had done an excellent job of getting all of the vehicle traffic to move over to one side of the entrance to the school.
And I knew that if I could give him some compressions and respirations, and it was immediate. As soon as I started with oxygenating him, he was a deep purple and he turned pink.
The CPR looked like it was effective, so we asked the bystander to continue CPR while we set up our equipment.
I remember arriving on scene and received a report from the captain that our patient did have a pulse back.
You know, he started to breathe a little bit, and his color was better, and his rhythm on the monitor, he had a rhythm, whereas before he had no heart rate.
He had a pulse, he had a blood pressure, and we hung medication to keep his heart from going back out of rhythm.
So then the paramedics and firemen did everything and stabilized him and took him away, and
talking to the doctor by the time
we were leaving, he was talking to the doctor. It was really neat.
Yeah, amazing story.
I'm forever grateful to the CPR provider, Marissa Carlini, for not hesitating and jumping right in when she was asked.
I knew him as the custodian at school, and now we're friends for life. So it's a wonderful feeling. Yeah.
And then the firefighters and paramedics and the staff here at Scott Lane School were just amazing. And from what I hear, against all odds, they were able to get in here at 3 minutes and 50 seconds, which is astonishing.
And we just said, Chris, you have to pull through, you have to pull through. You know, you're a big piece of our community. And so I'm so grateful that he did. And it was because everybody worked together, like all these little pieces. It's pretty amazing.
But from the initial report with CPR in progress to one shock delivered to having a pulse pack, pretty much the best scenario you can hope for in that situation.
It's probably a good point to just emphasize that, you know, that bystander CPR was really, I think, the key point in the successful outcome of this call.
This is a situation that can happen to anyone, any age, at any time.
I know that knowing CPR and knowing the AED, that you can save a life, and that's all I wanted to do. I didn't want to be a hero. I just wanted to do what was normal.
So being trained with CPR and also, you know, knowing how to use an AED are just tremendous, have tremendous importance when it comes to, you know, getting these positive outcomes on CPR calls.
And I don't know of any other school district or anybody that has the amount of coverage that Santa Clara Unified has.
And knowing that our most recent survivor is one of our own district employees, and that community came together to create this miracle that you just saw in that 3 minutes and 50 seconds to allow Chris to be alive and with us, and to help be promoting this project, the program, but just know that that's the end result that we want, is to have those survivors.